believe that football brings us together. I believe in the power that peace can bring. Now we must all work together to bring about football for peace. Let us unite. Football for peace.
Oh, so you know, cause we're different, it don't mean we can't unite. For the game, do it right. Whether you win or lose, no matter your type or your kind, we can make it a better place. So play the game, share the love, let them know say we get what we want.
Unity, love and peace on the field. One ball, one love, one goal. Even if the team different, but the aim in the game not the same. Let peace play a role.
Make we raise with glass and toast for the gift of life. Connect to the power, bring peace alive. The only race, not the human race. Running to the finish is a victory. Anytime we align. Go!
One day.
Listen to the song. We are making history. You can sing along. Don't fight, go with the noise, yeah. This moment is all we have. We will give it all. Everybody say,
follow me, listen to the song. We're making history. You can sing along. Don't fight the feelings, go with the noise. This moment is all we have. We will give it all.
No matter your position,
Let's all play one formation.
global citizens, one people, one nation.
The goal is peace. We are all goalkeepers. Defend the fight we bring. The globe needs us.
We only get one shot, take up for the team. Peace is the trophy, we going for the win.
So ready, make you sign up. Set for the lineup.
From when the ref blow the first whistle till it's time up.
One day. If you check them, you go see, say, we are better together.
Everybody, let's go.
Better together.
one game, one people,
One goal. Let's all unite.
one game, one people.
If you check them, you go see, say, we are better together.
One game, one people, and we are better together. Well, this is how we want to welcome you to this week edition of the Max Tribune Sports Checkpoint. This is how we do check-ins of what's in the happening inside the sports business now, Sierra Leone. And as usual, I got Desmond with me in the studio. Well, today we did change the dynamics a little bit because we know say the AFCON for Sierra Leone participation we don't end, we don't analyze that. And the AFCON they continue. We go analyze matches we don't play already as Cameroon, the host nation, don't make them to the semis after we then beat Gambia. We maybe don't throw me support behind by 2-0. It's a good one for the Gambians, the Scorpions. We are good, and then perform well in the first appearance. Congratulations to them. Going to the quarterfinal was a big plus. And Burkina Faso be the lead 1-0. We go continue for morning to that. But today we want to go back to a topic where we started about 2 months ago with female football, the sexual harassment case where we come up with some group of female footballers have been complaining about how them be they sexually harass them. The matter be there to the police, but the report from the police now not favorable at all, as Desmond will throw light on that more. We will come to that and we will look at the ambassadorship role where they don't appoint Antonio Rudiger and the passport they don't give a good at them but meeting say there is more to be done for Stephen Cocker as well, where he not only accept Sierra Leone, but he throw in life now the line for can play for it, so himself deserve that. So we go look into that, and we go also look at other issues them as Musa Tombo don't talk say all the social media, especially the Facebook page them and group them people they open for and not get nothing for do them and every tweet they can write na fake. We go throw lights on that as well, and the Salone Premier League where they be don't say go start on the 11. We're not able to see green light it, but hopefully we'll talk. Welcome to the show, Desmond.
Yes, good evening, viewers. Good evening, Maggie. Thank you for having me here again.
Today I see you green glasses.
I just try for kill the screen a bit because I just
Okay.
spent almost all my time through the computer for the past 1 week, so I just want to reduce them a bit, make up put this on.
It's all right, Desmond. Firstly, let we start with the topic of the day when are the female footballers then. You be done to follow this matter. First of all, tell me what now the latest development.
Well, to be candid, there is nothing much for talk about. The only thing no more we want for say is we want for just express with dismay and dissatisfaction at the way somebody we they expect to forget respect for rule of law in our country because them for live by waiting in the practice and waiting they want let Sierra Leoneans and practice, but they are not living by it. It was on the 26th of so there was a program here through Radio Democracy, and then there was this police superintendent officer in the AIG when Williams Fire Selu and the director general for the crime service now, the Salone Police. They make a statement the way I've been finding misleading and I also find them confusing because claims and way in make these are claims and way to we they are unfounded and they are not true. So we really frown, we face at them, and then we expect justice for like it taking course because there was a question we posed to them say, what in now take on the female saga we've been doing now on our hand? He said, well, the case will be done investigate and the case no reach. The lady asked and say, for say the case no reach the evidence threshold for making a charge and to court. He say, well, the case no reach the evidence threshold. So now that make we don't discharge the case and then we don't pull and come out, we not get nothing for talk about her. Then lady say, what do you mean? He say, well, if somebody go buy, then you not buy. That person they go say na tiffy or na criminal somebody. That not the analog way you use for talk about waiting he talk about. So and they ask and say if the people that will make the statement, he actually don't contact them for tell them what's the outcome and advise them on the investigation. He make a claim he say yes, he don't contact we, he don't advise we, and they don't tell we the outcome of the decision. But I want to make them to Sierra Leoneans and will listen with tonight, make them know say yes. Categorically, Mr. William Fire and Selu, the claims that we make 98.1, they are unfounded and they are misleading. On no account, the DPP decks or in your service, in your department with the help, on no account, then call, we member them. Then call the Pekin and we go give the evidences them and statements, they inform them about anything. There was no meeting, there was no advice. In fact, the guy was granted bail unknown to the Pekin. Now, after we investigation back, now we know say they don't grant the guy bail unknown to we. So everything where they don't do, they do in the best interest of themselves and not in the interest of we case where we care good to them. So now that make we say if we don't write them an official message, you don't read the message now in page. I don't see the blue button for say you don't read the message. So I wait for the reply, and then we don't also put few things them together. We don't send them to we partners and we would work with, and we wait for make themselves react, and then from there we can move forward. But it's very disheartening for let you see say the people they would expect say that they for live by rule of law when they work, and then they mislead people then with the same law. The problem we get now with country is not a problem about people not educated. It's about people doing things with impunity. Then they do them because somebody is less in a society, and that person they not get nobody to talk for them. So then we do any kind of thing. And this then they perpetrate to women them across now we country. It's so sad for like a whole director general. We don't spend long time now the police force na salon would expect much for the good talk say the evidence is already picking and get no reach threshold for make them charge and to court. And in fact there was nothing like sexual harassment in within the picking and the talk but and the yardstick intake for measure sexual harassment. I don't think he really understand within sexual harassment they about or the parameters the way he used. So for me, I find them very disturbing, and I talk to the girls them as well. Of course, all of them they feel bad about the thing because them the things say myself don't take money, and I make I just keep quiet. No, they do it now, they do, but now with strategy what we get because the more we been they talk, the more than they plan other things them against the beginner. So for keeping them safety, I've been just decided say let we take them easy and let we wait, let the DPP call we to a meeting, and then we know the way forward. But being that they not call we, they don't go out and say some things that they don't say in a way not good, then we could start with campaign again.
Okay. So this when you just say so just come to an as a surprise for the police come out with a report in a question where they only ask them on a radio station program instead of getting back to una when we take una case to them. So waiting this mean for the society in terms of with justice system.
Well, this for me, this is seeking for we society in terms of justice, because the police now then are the first people in our country we for uphold the right and values of the people them. But if they are not upholding the right and value for protect the people them, and then they protect the perpetrators and what they commit, then crimes in a society against women, then it's called for alarm. And then I want categorically make a also say Salone don't reach it don't reach to a point that women are not safe in we country anymore. Any man can jump on any woman today in the street, then can you go na police, then you go hear the police talk say, oh, the woman evidence not reach for make them. We don't see so many things and we happen. For example, I not like for true shed on things and we are not get myself engaged into, but I can use them. The same happened to Khadija, a young girl who then kill with a salon, who then seen a rape or whatever, waiting, we then do to him from him family. Then accuse the people they wouldn't say commit a crime day. Nothing has been done. So many other cases them. There was a girl where one picking with them brutally raped. We just died today. We are picking in and start the movement of Black Tuesday where Asma James and all the rest they lead. Nothing don't come out on the people that we commit a crime day against them. And even that day they were then on the station when they talk, the things and way they say, but crimes and way they don't investigate. It's so misleading for like they tell the public say doctors say this person has shoot them shooter with bullets. Then you say the policeman will be there in the scene not to in shoot. So the bullet to say come out. Now up the sky come out for them. So this just tell you how dangerous we society don't do for women them and people then right as well. Because just imagine them picking up their life being there at danger for this particular case. And now here is the police who for we don't protect them, do the right thing. They can't talk, say the evidence is there not reach trash hole for make them charge them to court. And then same evidence is there what we get. Now we don't use na Gabon, where they don't arrest people in Gabon, up to Kitman, then they don't use na Congo, they don't arrest 4 to 5 people there. Why is it that in Sierra Leone we get a police where they can't tell we say not reach an evidence threshold? Of course, we know the system where they play in a salon. Hand go, hand come.
Yeah. So with this matter now, because the picking them, this will affect them mental strength and also it will affect them emotionally because it's like bringing out this kind of case puts their career on the line, which means some of them picking there, even if they will get a call up again to female football, now a big question mark because even female football not a playing at the country at the moment. So how best una don't do for make sure say una go able for put them together and explain the situation to them so they self go understand properly.
Well, for now, what we dey try for do is we try for build first the mental state of them. Since this information come out, make them not take and say the fight, they don't lose the fight. Everything wey dey happen, you get for go redress. So now we dey go redress now we self. We act them together and then let we see what we go bring because even from where these things start now we country where we start for bring and come to the notice of the public. We get what we call selective justice. So you get people and they select what them for participate in, what they know for participating. We're totally now in wrong now we country. This has to do with female and it has to do with women. If women have been harassed, if they've been asked to sell their body for represent Salone, if they've been asked, because and some of the evidences that we get for talk butter, how a national team coach would work for the Salone Football Association, they go tell Pikin say I want for fuck you. Yes. You say not to sexual harassment that one day. They go tell Pikin say, oh, who say menstruation they done. Then you say not to sexual harassment that one day. Yes, and then in conversation, in text messages, them it categorically make them clear. They say then we don't investigate them some years ago for this same problem. Say they sleep with the pikin them. They say, but then find them not guilty. They tell the pikin say now you dey make style for me. If not to you, like I like you, you come in all and they jealous me for your sake. Then you see not to sexual harassment, and this person they under your jurisdiction as a coach, and you get waiting describe your job what you dey do. And even under the FIFA code of ethic against sexual harassment, and one of the things that is when they frown and face at. But I think we country don't reach one point where people for understand. So we are no longer in a village. We live in a globe. In the 21st century, we are connected with best and global practice standard around the world. So we don't for be unique in we negative approach them towards women. We for be positive because if other nations are doing it, why can't we do it? Now, R. Kelly, they don't sentence in America for waiting for the same crimes. Then everybody be denied say not one. Today, he did whether you appeal in judgment or not. That's not the case. The bottom line is the law serve for everybody, but in Salone, then they select other than them for do one for. And this now you don't hinder the progress of the other ones. Them we no one for common or for can't talk because then they fail to if they can't talk, the same thing might be melted on them, and which is not good for we society.
Yeah, so now with the case also, waiting at the role where the FA don't play because they be talks to them, they do investigation, they set up a panel for investigate the matter of which the panel nobody no know other than they and nobody not come out with any report. So waiting at the role when I don't get onto the or they don't get onto now for tell una waiting then don't do for make sure that this case then people look at the thing whether they take seriously.
In fact, they don't do anything absolutely. When I engage the FA president, waiting in to tell me is that then they try for look at for set a committee where we look at the case, and then at the end of the day, then they can't tell we for let the picking and go meet them for go give them evidence system. You see, they don't set a committee, they don't call people them for go talk, but the people they not come, this and that. There was no committee set in the first place. So if a committee is not set, who do you go talk to? In the FA president, he meet with colleague with the champion, also the movement na Salone, when our daughter of a renowned radio station, when I Mercury radio where they work for. He say let our gear and some of the evidence is them. Our gear and some of the evidence is them. They don't look at them. They don't assess the evidence is them. But they not able to say anything good. When I talk to her, in they tell me categorically say some of the things and we get and we go give some of your own lawyers and then tell and say no crime, no did it. At the end of the day, nothing not go for come out on the case. I say, are you kidding me? Or you mean what he say? He say yes. He say now so then tell. And I say, well, if that's what you claim, we know say there is crime in waiting with the complaint and we stand by waiting with the talk.
All right, Desmond. Like with a try for look into this matter, you mentioned Gabon, Congo, and other countries. The way then take seriously, and we see even with Gabon from the airport where the team returned, they arrest the kit manager because of the numerous cases the way don't come up against them with regards to sexual harassment. But here in Sierra Leone, they arrest somebody even before they release them. The person will get in case not aware about that at all.
Yes.
Looking at we system, the way how people they look at justice system in the country, things that it make a lot of women can go through such and decide for keep mute because fear of the community or people really around them for tell them saying I lie, you they lie. Fear of people saying but now them two been there, maybe now disagreement can between them, all them thing and they or na problem is just one for give the man. And one thing where people they fail for realize sexual harassment in sport not only limited to girls. You get boys as well where they go to war. But that you find it difficult for talk. Only in them countries that we don't develop past we, you can see boy picking come up and say this me coach or this me manager be once in a while sexually harass me. But in country like Sierra Leone, it's more common to the woman picking them.
Yes, this don't bring a lot of problem. In fact, some of the teams and the way we investigation lead, we follow, we understand, see, they get picking them as well. We've been with them abuse. But the reason we make them picking and not come out, and the leaders then tell them, say, make them not can say anything because they no say Salone at one place where nothing no they come out they good for woman them. And if the picking and can't come out and say anything, it will be as a result, say, now then go put themselves and shame in the society. So that's why some of them picking us will not come. So waiting the talk, it now crystal true waiting they happen in our country. Go around the region, see how many women already die in silence as a result of rape. Because who that for go complain to? The one way you go complain to, you say, oh beer, now you cause them. Now we country now the country where they see woman, they see that the woman in nakedness, I dress, now I make them the raper. Say because you wear short skirt. So now I make the man in the go raper. If you wear short skirt, waiting concern you. Waiting concern you if you want to wear short skirt or you left in Bobby outside. You get you and where you the man where you wear short trousers, so that care about you. It's just so barbaric the way we don't end up for treat women in our society. And if we not stand tall now for make sure say we bring this thing to an end, it will get for discourage so many picking them from coming close to the sport. And this is what is happening now. There are so many parents where they happy for what they do, but they are not willing now for left them picking them and can play football because of waiting in the area. And mind you, female football around the globe today is the fastest growing sport. FIFA is spending huge sum of money in developing football, female football, in popularizing it around the globe. Why is we in Sierra Leone? We they squeeze the picking from them benefit, stop them, use them normal like tools them because we want. Could you imagine a whole FA to go cancel another 17 qualifiers? From which category do you start marketing your players around the globe? It's at the junior level. If you don't have a junior program that runs from under 12 to under 20, how can you sell them? How can you have better players in the senior team? These women, we don't get them. Then they pull them come up on competitions, they win for go on World Cup qualifiers, then for go play WAFO, win a 3 or 4 days tournament. Does that add up to any development where we talk about now with country? It is so wrong. And these people are receiving fund. When you talk, you get few of them where they can say, oh, you are too negative about your country. You know they talk anything good but your country. Come on. If the men in my country, but they don't harass me, mama, sexually till you don't retire from work. And when they tell me, I thought it was a story. Now in my own time, I'm 40-year old now. I dey see how they happen in the same sport way I they play, coach, play them, teach people them and love. So what's the difference? Huh? My mama born 1959. 1959 I born. Since then, he don't face this thing in our country. And he don't retire from job. And now the younger ones them after them, maybe visiting a story, are facing it the same thing. He play football in Salone. My mama run in Salone. He did everything as a sportswoman. The same things them picking out in the face, he face and they. Then one day he said there was nobody to stand for them. The same thing these kids are facing. Can these people see that this thing they hinder the progress of young girls in society? Then they use them as concubine, as hand luggage.
Yeah, so the female football now, like you mentioned, the league since September, we see them release a format for set of leagues. Them out and get for the play Super 10, female football, Premier League. But we see the Super 10 for some region like Southern region they go on. But coming to female football, nothing has been done because up till now we not see fixture. The picking they don't know waiting really the football system therefore look like for them? Because up to this moment, no league they're not set up. They keep promising, and like you say, a whole FA withdraw the under 17 World Cup turn away them for participating, and we just see them na international news forum without even a press release for inform the general public back in Sierra Leone. So the system of football itself, like you mentioned, you need a youth level. But if there is no league in we country, how the picking for develop?
Well, this is the question we dey ask, but people around the FA, they don't let people like we wey dey ask them critical questions. And so they say we dey disrespect them. If you are receiving $5,000 for female football, and in a whole year calendar you don't spend that money with no league,
$500,000.
yes, $500,000, a whole year calendar you spend that money with nothing to show for. Half of the money will left, you say you go buy boss with them. They are not playing league, you go buy boss. If you put a league structure in place, would the club not buy boss for themselves, for the run and for make them bring them teams them and get some money? Does the FA need for buy boss? If they buy boss, how many picking they get for transport with that boss? All the picking in a salon. Now when you get international duties, or now they use that boss day for holding the train. So we prioritize things that we're not important in society. Or when they go to public, they say things just for please the public domain. After that one, they then keep quiet. But it's sad. It is really, for me, it is, I don't know waiting for say, but Salone, we don't really kill the zip in with female football. You can't tell me say we don't get under 17 women in our country. No, they're there. The last time I was in Sierra Leone, like 6 or 8 months ago, I traveled the whole country. I saw girls playing football as far as Kailaun. Yes, as far as Kailaun, playing football. They get the talent. But who is putting them on the center stage for let them get confidence in what they do? And money is coming for them. Even with government in approach towards football for female, it's not correct. If government can spend something like 48 billions or whatever billion on African Cup of Nations for only the men team, what is wrong about the female team we for qualify for World Cup under 17? Can government also think of spending the same huge sum of money that this Pekin and self will live the same life the men in the live? It's sad for we country, and we all just get for come together. Instead of we do selective justice, we add with voice for letting woman they have to, because through sport then they empower themselves. Through sport themselves can become better people in our society. Today we get Rashida where they play now very close to me as so. Look at his status them on Facebook. She's living a very good life. She's inspiring other young girls as well for take after her. We get them Fonny them. Fonny is in the States today. It's in the UK, working there. So we get so many of them around the globe. Other women want to be like them, but they are not seen in society. So who can you identify yourself with? Say that you role model this. The only person where they before you as your role model, now that man where they can't tell you say, if you not lead them, I know they pick you. Yes.
And then the police not they do anything serious for make sure say these people be questioned properly. Because as a police, the statement from the policeman is that for imposition and all that, it sends corruption. It sends as if people they behind where like they try for carpet the case for letting go further because there no more names go be called. As we know from evidences they will see more names even within the FS system and all. So this not the problem. And like you mentioned, government not putting more effort on female football. It's not only female football, the entire women's sport system na the country they suffer. Few days ago, a female cricketer they text me say, since when them go na competition at Botswana, when them go compete, up till now, government not pay them the allowance. You can see the money where they spend per Leone Star. We know they jealous. We all know say Sierra Leone na football loving nation. We all like Leone Star. But equally, those people also na athletes. They don't put their life on that as their career. So somebody don't go to all the way to Botswana compete for the country where the green, white, and blue. Up till now, they're not getting the allowance. The same for the cricket male team. Then go Rwanda last year, November, no allowance up till now. And talking about the sexual harassment in sport, I don't know if Madam First Lady don't hear about this, but we not see anything from her. Even within campaign where in put banner on, where he call the hands of our girls. It's all part of this. But Desmond, I don't get any discussion with that from that point of view.
Well, to be candid with you, Maggie, some things I like for let we put the political wing out of her. These are
Okay.
human interest story. Let's say there is no Fatima Bio in Sierra Leone, so all women for be raped. There should not be justice for women. Say because there is no Fatima Bio. Let's be realistic. There was an coma in West Webin Dede. When he stopped, no hospital no operate. Hospitals are there operating, women are there working. Patricia Kabab in Dede, when he go, women are not continue for face the same, they're not victimizing our society. So I like for let we take the political wing out and then let we do what we supposed to do as human beings. If Fatty BO see the need, or say in a woman, he get picking them, and then tomorrow he might not get that voice where he get today, then go do the same thing to him picking them. You see the need for can join, so be it. But I don't believe saying that anything we been at the country so far before they go knock them do more there. This is why we're not getting
No,
results.
I'm not saying
You
them
know?
for go knock in the
No,
mouth,
I do
but this
understand with you.
this is a big issue. We don't take over the social media. Although the mainstream media, for me, not only few people in the mainstream media been see the need for report this. 98.1 are one of them. Yes, I
Yeah.
would doubt that the champion through the radio market stuff and all. But majority people within the mainstream media, first of all, now few of them begin start for kick against this. They say, but now lie the picking and they lie. And maybe see that as a very disappointing something from the media itself. We mean a media person. A very disappointing. We get an old media person where it don't work for big media, them it challenge people in a WhatsApp group. Say na
Yes.
lie. Even they harass the beginning, they text them. Say now you go talk against we coach. The beginning they know about the person why they talk. You self know about the person why they talk. And it was
Yeah.
disappointing. It was disappointing. So from the media, the FA, the police, they all don't fail the picking them. So this now the point now where they come to wait till we for do now Desmond for make sure so we get justice.
Well, we'll come intensify with campaign again, and this time around, then when they say the case say to DPP, we not for put with evidences them outside, but now we are coming to put everything. Facebook now a community village for everybody. So we come back now with community, not to China Nikki they don't see so, not to a life don't save. So if you get a family we don't set up, don't save one life today, when a female life where I'm happy about, then why we not go join again for save thousands of young girls in a salon where then they melt, where then they give them bad treatment, they sexually harass them. So I think the need there for let we intensify we campaign, and then we get for use social media as much as we can. We get for use other electronic houses them. We get any means where we get now. But Maggie, don't forget say the reason why law and justice not in our country now, because every system around Salone don't politicize around powers from above. Like we dey talk now, so when this team be people they wait now some factors for let you go pinch them button. Say now so don't happen. Mind you, we went to the Ministry of Gender Affairs. I get the document here, so we get a meeting with them. We get a minute of the meeting where we get with the director and everything. They all know about this thing. So if the police don't sweep her on the carpet for reason best known to them, or outside they don't go collect hand for that reason, then it is sad for we nation. And there are nothing say as a nation, we even ready for make progress. Now I make me say, let we forget about the international ratings and where we get in some of the lip service things and what we do, and go on the ground and look at the real things that are happening. How you a coach, for example, I'm a football coach. I cannot do it in the Netherlands here, so send a text message to me, player, and say, send me, I want for see you, I want for fuck you. Yes. How you menstruation day to day? When me not to a female, or not to a parent. No, it's not your job. And then they tell
Yeah.
the pikin say, I mean a man, I go school, I sabi waiting it mean. I learn that thing though. I know because I don't read butter. Yes.
Yeah. So this is wrong. In Australia, yeah, last year, the captain for the Australian Test cricket team been get for resign because of similar situation. He not do am to other player. Oh. in at the captain, one of the staff that we can work with them, where they can host them at the hotel or then camp wherever. Now he send message to where he asks for sex and all. The media pressure him, the cricket community pressure him. He resigned as captain from the Test cricket team. Unlike Sierra Leone, with the pamper people them, and now they come to the stakeholders. Like I said, Desmond, this not issue where we don't discuss. One time, one of the players them, then one of the WhatsApp group, he attacked some people them, and I'll be happy about that. It be get right because some people keep mute, even though we're then a stakeholder. You don't see any letter, any press release for say we condemn this act.
Well, like what he talk, so these are questions where I don't pose to even the Sierra Leone sport minister. I ask some questions, say, since this thing come out, as a minister of sport, what really you don't do? You say, oh, what they ask me, what I don't do? You don't see what I don't do. I say, what really you don't do? This now you jurisdiction. Now you're not the father of the land. They don't perpetrate things against girl picking enough for doing the society. And you've not come with one single press release out for let people know say what they do not right in a society. They say, oh, what we don't see. I say, what you don't do where we see. The Parliamentary Sport Oversight Committee, what they don't do? Nothing. They say people for go meet them and go tell them. We and then they are the same forum. Then they see the pictures them. They did it and they hear everything what they talk, everything what they narrate. Then they say nothing. Just for tell you, say, women issue in a salon, not a very important issue. We only they use them when they need them for election, when they need them for vote, when they need for fool them. And after that, that's the end of it. It is sad. It is sad for we country that women not get one respect. Women not get one pride anymore. Not to say now women want for be that. Not to girls then want for be like that. Now waiting with society don't perpetrate, say now info happen to them. Waiting they take. Just imagine how a whole Director General of Crime Service, they go talk, say, the evidence is the way they picking and get. Now, like, where you go to market for go buy, you say, they buy again. You say, if not crime. How can you say that?
Yeah. And it's not only happening in football, even in, people like Alima, the way they talk about FGM. We always can talk about FGM and all the ramification and the danger. Few months ago, we see Peking die in a bond. Up till now, police not come out with reports. We police really need for look themselves and see, say, we say get girl picking in our house, we for take some matter serious. Up till now, the family not happy about that situation. The Masire say the girl will die in a bond through the initiation we go through.
Yeah.
And if family still the money, family still they ask question, nobody no answer them. Take the case to police, nobody no able answer them. Like you say, girls and women in Sierra Leone, really they go through a lot. But the award they get out of the country, they show differently. And the picture not to the same way you go down, not the country itself. So these are the situation. Desmond, I'll come to you back. Let me take another story. We're going to do with ambassadorship where they give one of the men them where they do well. They play for Chelsea and a German defender, but now from Sierra Leone family come out from. And this particular person, Antonio Rudiger, well, the government of Sierra Leone been done make an ambassador, global brand ambassador for the country. And same way, so we see they begin for under diplomatic passport. Similar thing we don't happen with Idris Elba and now Antonio Rudiger. But we go come to that because me feel say somebody said they would deserve this more way now Stephen Coker. Let me just listen to and watch what be happen as they be do during the ceremony.
When Sierra Leone civil war ravaged the nation and displaced populations. Our honoree has been rebranding Sierra Leone with deliberate commitment and great passion. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, with great acclamation, Sierra Leone proudly honors one of its own, Mr. Antonio Rudiger, as brand global Sierra Leone football ambassador today.
Me, my family, and the team who's working for me, we are very, very proud to receive this, because me, I'm not only looking about myself. It's not, I believe an individual cannot do this alone. There's always people behind it. First of all, big thanks to my parents, mom and dad, because Without them, this would never be possible. Thank you very much. I'm honored to serve this country and put this country in a better light.
You have shown that you are not only Sierra Leonean by blood, but by action. Before even you got here, when you heard about the free quality education, you had trust and confidence, and you donated $1 billion leones to that endeavor. For me, you showed to me at that time that you are a true Sierra Leonean. We confer this on you because we think you deserve it, and we need to do more for you as you continue to do more for us. We are proud of who you are, what you are doing. Your humility in greatness is what we admire about you as Sierra Leoneans. Thank you and welcome home.
All right, Desmo, you don't look the video itself. You don't see, they don't give Antonio the diplomatic passport, and now in a global ambassador for Sierra Leone. This is also the first time such they happen, but this is not the first time to a sport person. And it be happened to Idris Elba as well. But this time around, we dey look at him say, yes, we congratulate Antonio, we thank him for all what they do for Sierra Leone. They don't launch in foundation. We hope so the foundation go open more rooms for young boys and girls there where they play football, and also we want for be educate, then go able to get access, and the people there where they run them go run them with transparency, so everybody go get opportunity for go through them. Like we see with the Bellamy Foundation, the profits where we make at the end of the day, we see likes of Mustafa Bundu, they play now for Leone Stars, go to the AFCON, the likes of Rodney Michael Jr. is ready to play. He's doing very well in the US. And at any time they get the opportunity, I believe, say, it go prove in what. Other players themselves, they will go through the Frank and all, where we they talk about the last time. So let we look now at this situation. We don't see the Dongi Antonio. It represent Germany and Chelsea. Good. That's not in choice. But somebody there will look, say, I they put all this behind me back. I they go represent my country, no matter what the people say. I want for Jose Mina a Sierra Leonean, and he go. We see I play for we. Instead they do well in their own way. You see the school where they put up now one of the rural areas, and that's not Stephen Coker. You know things say deserve. I know so we don't discuss on last week, but I deserve for bring this topic back.
Well, like when me can say, me I dey say things as then they. The people not can like them because the community where I find myself now, I don't learn for be direct, and I know they go. Not the side anymore. We don't say if Salone, the talented players they will get abroad now, we no one come for play for Salone. If we get for attract them, then we need for tap into the light of Steve Colker, Antonio. Then when they were there around sports, then Carlton Cole, you know, those guys. But like what do you mean they expect? Where Colker don't come back, Salone for don't call him, and even in a player. Not about the captainship. Salone for don't call him and say, look, come, you get a lot for do for we. Now we global ambassador for give them for a particular area around the globe. Because in presence, when you go sit down to journalists them, sit down at big media houses them, all of these boys in England may want to identify themselves with them because they get a unique story and a unique approach around sports at the globe. But the people in government know they think like how they think. People they do things in their own way or outside they want for score goals. Like for Antonio, I'm happy for impairing them as himself to say, and I congratulate them for the position they don't get. But sometimes also, I think we just need to think better and do things better instead of doing things. Then we go say, oh, why we do this? Okay, if the government don't decide say. This now we an ambassador. What is wrong with the FA president for say, okay, maybe not think but we don't talk but I get for think but and say, you know what? We strain for get these boys come play in a Salone for convince them because of what we not put now grown it. Colker, this now your job. The Sierra Leone Football Association, they appoint you as ambassador for Europe. and you job description and for let you make sure say you get these younger boys that we need for can play for we country. This now your job. Whether you are playing or not, this is not the honor we give to you. And then see how it rolls out. But like I say, so many things people they do for score points or for score other goal, way best known to them. But like Antonio, as he say, they appreciate impairing them because instead they talk if not for impairing them, for don't even identify himself with Sierra Leone. So let's put the ambassadorship aside and let's ask ourselves, parents around the West here, what are we doing for convince we Pekin and make them understand? Say, some of us here, we are here for greener pasture. Some of us, we come here because of love or because of education or something else. But if we don't come here, life can't turn. We can't begin born Pekin here. They need day for that we tell them Pekin and say, no matter what in this country offer you, there is always a place called home. Carry them like me, I don't care go me Pekin 4 or 5 times, me boy. And I've been 1 year old, we'll begin travel me into the go salon. There's nothing we know about salon at the moment. Me girl, I don't can't go 3 times na salon. Me and the normal, I left them mommy because we can divide the work time. So this is what other people them also need for encourage them picking. Whether them be footballer, them be educative people, then get a kind of knowledge, but at least then they closer to home. That will make them think and say, yes, it's our responsibility for what we can't help because of the knowledge we don't get for develop a system that we can't use with parent and come out. But if we the parent themselves are not doing so, then the question it not only lies on the government where they give A and left B, but also on us as well.
So, compare now with Steven and Antonio. Which of the two this ambassadorship go benefit Sierra Leone more if they get any one of them in terms of getting people, players coming for play for after this AFCON, I don't see a lot of people where they identify them picking there with Sierra Leone now. A lot of people they tell you me picking there at this academy where they play they go like for play for Sierra Leone. So and all that boils around the participation or the acceptance from Stephen Coker for represent Sierra Leone.
Well, to be candid with you, Maggie, I believe Steve Coker stand now as number 1 because there is nobody today we don't talk about Steve Coker. 1, like in humility. 2, the kind of love, that responsibility we is shown at the pitch, like Ian Mohamed. For every time the kind work rate we see Mohamed put in the game, then he go hug Mohamed, he go kiss Mohamed. That's how you motivate younger players when they come around. Because just imagine, it's one of the biggest tournaments that Mohamed in life. He go there, they don't get nobody with the guide. Even the coaches that we coach him, some of them not ever face a tournament with bigger like this. So for that, he gets somebody like Steve Coker now the side, we trust him and lift him up and motivate and tell him to perform that kind of performance. I believe say with government or people around sport for don't think twice as well and say, you know what? Let it not just be say we pay her in bonuses and in match allowances and everything, but let it come back home. Let we pay him in a unique way that it will attract better people. Look like the Chaluba brothers. Then Dadina been ambassador somewhere in the UK for Salone or so. So now we are even struggling for get them back for come here. So why? Reason best known to them and best known to them that they will not go judge them for their decision of not coming now for can identify themselves with Salone. Reason best known to them. But it all boils down to which thing will they prioritize? How will they categorize people then? Like the job you do. Why can't we celebrate you? You are the kind of people we for look for. We get Boku woman them where they champion different things and we're good for society. But people know they look at you because one way you're not in their book or you're not in their style. So this is something we also need for change we approach from and look at people for waiting then they attract for Sierra Leone and then say, yes, let's give them honor for that. And then they will change the narrative around Sierra Leone. Because that's what we need now.
Yep. Okay, quick one, let me take this this one from Musa.
I come at this year for can clear some to the go on social media. We me no know about person dey really use my name on Facebook. Where it write things the way me to me write and me no know nothing. We dey go write how me want become the next president. Na lie. I don't ever talk so. Then you don't pull another one to this year. Watford don't come up for me. All na lie. I come for can't tell the people that say all NTA we're gonna social media. Na lie. I don't want to use Facebook. And one best social media day in our WhatsApp. I make account for make this video. For make I tell my fans them, my people they say, wait till you go on and I lie. I don't know nothing. I don't know about nothing. I made the video. Dear, wanna help me for share this video. Make it go for make people to understand.
All right. Desmond, this now some of the things that all they talk. People can lack for bring mediocrity into people in personal life, using social media the wrong way. Like we'll see the coach use them the wrong way for harass women picking them sexually. Now, with some things that we can do and post about Musa, it will affect in you know in mental state because certain things then they like with the player don't talk and not even they use Facebook, not only WhatsApp they use and seeing all those stuff. You know, the other day when the people then post about him joining Watford or Arsenal having an interest in him, people begin for call me. I say I no get idea about that. If Arsenal or Watford wants Musa, if I don't see an Arsenal or Watford them page or BBC say they don't show interest. Musa was a big headline in the AFCON. So clubs like Watford or Arsenal no go come up for without the major media houses them, the you know, goal.com, Sky Sports, BBC Sport, no report on them or ESPN.
Yeah, it's sad really how we want for treat Musa around the country. The only thing I'm happy about, Musa self don't dey grow as a man. He don't begin to understand waiting good for him and waiting not good for him. In coming out for debunk waiting people they do. That's what good about waiting they do. And I just believe say if I continue in campaign around telling people say some of these things and where they come out are they also on a cross checker with me. And again, you know, go blame Musa. You blame some of the way some people they carry reporting news today. People they look at common things then for gain recognition around them instead of doing the right thing. And this now Musa would have want for use for them kind of purposes and they. But I'm sure it is wrong for let somebody go just tag Musa with a club way in not tagging safety. And I'm happy that Musa don't come out and talk, or do not able to put a team around them. We go monitor them things and they and see them Facebook pages and they and cover or close them. But at least when they come out and debunk then stories and they it makes sense as well. This is also where we get for coming and then we educate with players them and make them stand up for themselves. If they see things and they go wrong on social media about themselves, make them not left and let it go. Because in the long run, it will hurt you. So it's better let you stop her now than tomorrow you allow and let it go. You don't reach a point where you will stop her. It can be a problem against you.
Yeah. So like you say, we need for do that. But what do you think say for be the role of the teams then where the players and they represent? Because several times we they see players them after match and they agree for take interview. If you want for invite them for an interview, they not go take up. Because is it that they not they prepare them for that, or then just feel say coming to public will be a problem, or then go face such problem where Musa they face so now because people go just write and say things were not necessary at all.
Well, Maggie, let me go back to what when they talk earlier. If you not get a youthful system where you educate the picking them at a tender age, and then things you already talk about, they don't grow. How you expect them to go express themselves? And this is one major problem where we get now with country. People expressing themselves now a big challenge, especially people in sports. So, and the essence why we can get academy around is not only for go train football day, but also for go look at other areas then we get for do it life after sport. So, but we own country and we concept about sport is that only the professional aspect we dey talk about. Nobody is looking at wetin make up the professional package. Education na one of the pillar dem wey make the package of a professional footballer. So there is need for let we create a hub where these guys will be trained how to communicate, how to express themselves, how to take interviews. Like before we go to AFCOM, I did a show on my page when I've been to tell people, say, look, now we've gone to AFCOM. How can our FA walk around making the world know that these are the kind of players we get? I bet you Musa went to this tournament, nobody knowing him. Yes. Issa Kalon went to this tournament, nobody knowing him. The buck lies on we FA. If them don't do their job well, the media team, then popularize them players there, so write a correct story around them. They go there as heroes. They serve as threats to the teams and who they play against. A super sports guy, not even know say we get Kai Kamara, when at the 5th top scorer at the MSL League in America. Yes. And he's all-time goal scorer there. And looking in legacy, he big. In Finland, he don't do the same thing. In England, he don't do the same thing. A super sports accredited analyst. Not even know say Salone get this. We get Issa Kaikai, Issa Kalon, where they play for Common Holland. So the journalists don't even know. So we as a football, who they claim say we're a football federation, we also get for begin look the names and what we claim. We really did do some things and we relate to the names there. I bet you since we came back from African Cup of Nations, Maggie, have you seen any report from the FA side of you? Say
No.
this not the report. Yes, let's be realistic. Have you seen any report apart from the video clips where we see? Say this is waiting with team then do this now with players then rating, this now waiting they achieve, and as a nation going for, nothing like that you see. All you see is just video. So it boils down for let people understand, say, sport is not only about getting players who go play out and pay them huge sum of money, buy cars, come home, holiday, go around the beach. No, there is also what we call education. Mustafa Bundu, call him let you interview him today. He speaks the Queen's language. Why? Not only because he go to England for so. At the academy, we made it compulsory. Me and them, every day with the fet. When you go outside the field, you speak your language when you like it. But no sooner you left the field, you enter the dorm. You go to classroom, everybody speak English there. Whether you like it or not, you broke them with Congo 4 spoon or whatever, we don't care about it. Just use them. I tell you, half of all we boys them, we spend time doing with days in the academy. Unless the one that will not be one for land, but those that really been take what we tell them, they are very, very capable of expressing themselves, articulating themselves, talking for themselves. We get some of them waiting at the UK today and America. If you hear these boys speak, you feel saying I didn't born, not today them born. That the basic, there were programs we run in the academy. We call them and then they go conduct interview to themselves. Like we Mark done. We can make fun. Say, take the mic, go around, interview your colleague. We gave them cameras. They were doing videoing. They were videoing the matches, analyzing the matches themselves. These boys at the academy, they were conducting press conference with their colleagues. Them. This is all the holistic package where football gets. But in Salone, we only think about the professional aspect, going for go play for Real Madrid, Manchester United, coming back home with those flashy shoe them and everything, big cars. But that's not all about football.
Yeah. So that's more what's at the role now where people are where they organize football competition for do because it not only limits to the Premier League, like even the COFA, the mini leagues, in terms of after game for begin get post match. I know one for link Mohammed to this. I know why they come up with this issue. I know one for link Mohammed to this from the interview in AFCON. But this got for do with 98% of players can't approach interviews. because of fear of the mic, fear of what people go say after. So this for be a role where for come from the even the league organizers then now where for make compulsory. As long as you take part in this league, every best player of the match or player of the match, the coach, the two coaches for begin for take interviews, even as low as under 17, under 15s in competitions like that, and come up to the. We get a whole Premier League after a game, all man go now. A whole Premier League in Sierra Leone. No post-match conference, no pre-match conference.
Well, that's why I said if we are living in the 21st century today, with the claim say we want to do things as a footballing nation, what do we copy? We copy the right things. But if we're not copying the right things, they want to basic things and they now make the game unique. Why do you think people they run for go pay millions of dollars for buy one ticket for go watch game? Because the clubs them around don't identify people the way they make the game, wouldn't they market the game like it's an entertainment, and the trainings them, the things that they put together, they encourage the fans. And so this is also something we need around with sport. Sometimes when we can talk, they say that because of who say we find we safe. And not of things that we hard for do. They're so simple for do. It is so simple. Before a match, you don't know saying that this team and this team get for play. Call the two coaches, get a discussion with them, call one or two players around the team, sound their opinion about their opponent, what are their approach and what they expect from the game. By so doing, you build that capacity. And tomorrow you go see where they filter as they go along the way. But if you not see them as important, then what do you think? What do you talk about? It's everywhere. It cuts across everywhere. People just need, like for me, Akimba, when we come up in a school, we get to teachers that we don't die to them late. Those are the people we put we before communication. They may they beat we for go talk, but at least I'm reaping the benefit of today in whatever they do in a corner. But it not mean them for the force you, but at least that will create the enabling environment. Also, people will know what's important as well for make their land.
All right. Let me take quick news on international transfer as the January transfer window go close in 2 days' time. Well, quick one. Burnley close to finalizing signing of Wolfsburg striker. Weghorst for £12 million, and following positive talk with the Dutch international. Well, talks don't go through for that player as Burnley hope for get him. Luis Diaz closed in on a £37 million move to Liverpool after completing his medical in Argentina, with the Porto ace set to sign a 5-year deal at Anfield. And Jurgen Klopp wants to offload Takumi Minamino, Divock Origi, and Nat Phillips to balance the book. Arsenal reject a tall Crystal Palace bid for Eddie after Patrick Vieira's side failed with an offer both earlier this month and back in the summer, with Bayer Leverkusen also eyeing a free move for the out-of-contract striker. Liverpool's £37 million swap for Diaz could signal a changing of the guard for Klopp. Fearsome front three. Salah and Mane have 18 months left on their deal, and Jota has already hosted Firmino. Adama Traore seals dramatic return to former club Barcelona after rejecting Antonio Conte. Tottenham, with the Spanish giant signing him on loan with £30 million option to buy. Well, that's a good one for Barca as the player been snubbed Tottenham Hotspurs. And Antonio Cassano blast new Juventus signing Dusan Vlahovic for his sensationally wrong decision in rejecting Arsenal for the Italian giant and brand striker a second-tier player despite amazing scoring statistics. Tottenham make an improved offer of £25 million for Juventus star Rodrigo Bentancur after seeing loan bid rejected, with Antonio Conte's men bidding £3 million higher than Aston Villa as the Italian looks for midfield reinforcement. Well, the transfer window still open as plenty more. We also see Arsenal target Alexandra Isak is spotted in London with his Real Sociedad teammate Adnan Januzaj as the transfer deadline looms, with Mikel Arteta desperate for attacking reinforcement after the Gunners missed out on Dusan to Juventus. Ousmane Dembele is moving closer to a Premier League switch as two unnamed clubs closing on a stunning £18 million January deal for the out-of-favor Barcelona winger amid reported interest from both Chelsea and PSG. And Sam Allardyce slams Man United bid blogging failure to sign Borussia Dortmund star Erling Haaland in 2020 as he claimed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will still be Old Trafford manager if they had signed the player. Well, that's it for now. More rumors as Real Madrid also send representative to Monaco for all discussion about deal for Aurelien. But Man United and Chelsea still they lead the race for the French international, where will cost up to £83 million. Aston Villa still then at the market as they look for more players, with also Newcastle where themselves desperate for certain players them. But Desmond, I will take it to the African Cup of Nations. Two teams already don't make them to the semis. The host being get for qualify after a 2-0 victory over the Scorpions of Gambia, and Burkina Faso 10-man being get for hold on and beat Tunisia by 1-0. So both teams don't qualify to the semis as we speak.
Yeah, it's a lovely one. And I've been tell few people say as the tournament they go on, that's so we will see progression. So we only see a lot of progression from the teams and we come out and then when they back go into the competition. So I think the tournament they lead to the times of and time where we look at and say if we leave, it only become exciting and entertaining. And we see incidences that will be happen in the preliminary round don't really the less. So it should say yes, questions and where people they ask when are critical questions and the organizers themselves they do them good job around the books for correct them. But I'm happy for waiting my second country do when at the Gambia. I was proud of them and I'm happy for see 57 years they've never been in the world in African center stage, and then they go there for the very first time, and then we bow out in the quarterfinal. At least this girl for raise the ranking to a higher ranking. We go make we beat nations and we don't do a lot around than we. So it's good, and the boys them as well, mind you, then get 100 players them around where they play for the Gambia. These guys are all playing in professional clubs around the world, whether Division 2, Division 1, third league or whatever they are playing. But waiting I like about the coaching approach. Now the trust and belief we get for bringing them players here. So even though they are playing for low leagues, it get trust, it bring them calm, it train them, it give them a system, and the boys themselves buy into in ideology. And today, I'm sure Gambia is as proud as Sierra Leone. We draw against Ivory Coast and Algeria. We're celebrating. Gambia, they won matches, then we make them celebrate. So it's good for the country because then just done election. Tom all been there. I go agree and I go agree. So with this footballing performance, it don't make the whole nation focus in attention on celebrating the boys, celebrating the footballing history, building that foundation. And looking at Burkina Faso again, what they do tonight against the North Africa, one of the favorite champions, them where they play good football, holding them 10-man and then getting that goal, playing excellent football, then play on the counter, try for do some possession, then try for be aggressive, throw everything at each other, and then they get the result. So it's exciting anyway. The only thing we see today, early match, the ref against Cameroon, they really put a pressure on Cameroon and we Gambian guys. Then first half, Gambian they get 3 yellow card, and then we see things that we happen with Cameroonians them as well. For don't get yellow card them, but because they are at home, the pressure was, So
yeah, a lot of questions on the come
play.
around. Lots of questions on the come around how the referees them they handle the matches that come around they play, the organizing of itself, from countries returning positive cases for COVID, and Cameroon don't continue to be safe. And a lot of people they look at and say Cameroon they get this kind of home advantage in the tournament. You they see something like that, or people just create stories about it?
Well, say we're human beings. However you take them or however you not take them, we all just make things up sometimes. Sometimes we make stories because we're already on the side of the other book then. In fact, Eto even on Commot can talk, say, me, all my life, I don't want to cheat. So I don't see no reason why a tournament like this, as a sitting president of Africa, Cameroon, one of the bigger powerhouses, I can't encourage me country for steal just because they want for win. And to be candid, we find ourselves in a very critical condition in this COVID. Somebody might tell you, say, get a, for me, for the past 1 week, I've been battling with COVID in my house, me and my pikin. I do a self-test, I test myself positive. So I not bother go out for go work, I didn't my house. But if you tell somebody, say you're positive, the person will say, oh, you're positive, why didn't I radio they talk, or why didn't I television they talk? Because I still get energy, the pain they come on and off, but that not means I not go talk. So it's the same in football. Look like Usman Kake. They say he tests positive. And then the same day before we go play, the result came out as negative. But sometimes in Africa, because we don't get trust between ourselves, everything we doubt them. Even when the truth is there, we doubt them.
All right, so moving forward, we get a couple of other matches coming. One of the biggest match we're going to play now, Morocco facing Egypt. Two North Africans and giant them in African football. In those countries not believe in foreign players at all. If they get few, they can call them. We see what Team Morocco do it with one of them biggest player where they drop, where they play for Chelsea, Zayed, where they're not fear at all and drop them. Them believe in their home league and they build their national team when they go to the AFCON around players where they play within the African continent. So those two teams facing each other, waiting will be your analysis and waiting you feel will be the outcome at the end. I know saying that one Arab go, but at the same time, what do you think?
It gave for be a cracker because both play the same style, both play attacking football all the way, and then get good players then we're very determined where they play in top leagues them, and then get that education around waiting they happen in the game, especially when they're in a crucial stage like this in the quarterfinal. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be more of a tactical event where everybody they wait for their incomping make mistake and then capitalize on that mistake day. But it get for be a very cracking and exciting one. Now, one we had for talk about, one we had for predict, because if you look at the light of Saha for Egypt, waiting it to do, and then you look at this guy where they play for Inter Milan as well, where they play number 2 for Inter. He scored the last game for Morocco, and looking at the style where Egypt played and get to former Manchester United coach, we work under Sir Alex Ferguson, the Portuguese man, and it's kind of the one for play. Yeah, it's kind of the one for play the European type of football, building possession and everything. But the ideology of the Arabic players, then everything is about let's go forward. So sometimes it's frustrating. See, they want build good play, and all of them can go back to their old style. But it's a good one for African football. For let we see the center stage to get the bigger guns in North Africa, they play themselves. It's really good.
All right, so automatically Tunisia is out now. So hopefully now one Arab will move forward to the semis. But Senegal playing against Equatorial Guinea. It's another match for watch. The Equatorial Guineans, though unlike the story of the Gambia, this is not the first time, but the Equatorial Guineans don't prove for be so much consistent in the tournament. Then come into the tournament, even the group where we all be there, Group E, people be the rate Sierra Leone above them at that point because they don't know them players them. But with waiting we don't see so far, moving forward, then beats the African giant, lost to they lost to Ivory Coast, but also beat Sierra Leone and don't they move on in the tournament so far. And the last match was a cracker.
Well, Maggie, as we can always say, in football, you need to do your homework. What's not your homework? You need to go home and study your opponent. And then when you study them, you know what they do. And when you study them, you not just study them around them possession, but also the areas in where you take into. Like if you look what in Equatorial Guinea do, they study we approach towards Ivory Coast. And then notice the wider part of the pitch, we know they concentrate there. Like they set pieces there. They don't say Salone they concentrate on set pieces them. Then corner or whatever, we know they concentrate on them. So when we play them, this is the system they may use. Anytime they get corner, then try for play short, for build them up and then come inside. And then get a free kick, we then do the same and then they score away. So then good at studying the opponent and then build a game against the strength and weakness of the opponent. And then players then all come out from the Canary Island around Spain, and they all they play even in lower leagues that they play, but they are active. They're week in and week out. So the number of hours we then get at them belt, they also they give them that performance where we see at the national team as well. So they've been doing well. And mind you, they host the competition. They were out in the semi, in the quarter or in the semi, if I'm right. And now they are also in the quarter. So that tells you, say, not to an easy go team, not a team where they play by luck, not a team where they say, oh, we can't try. No, then get a very good game plan, then get a good strength, then get everything, get a very good organization. They're able for pass the ball short one, they're able for make a long one, they're able to keep possession. In fact, they're able to play to different formations and according to the approach of the other team. So they're doing well.
Okay, so moving forward now, I don't want to follow up with it, but who that I think say go through to the final with the setup we don't get now?
Well, I see the hosts still are up for it. The hosts are still up for grab because if you look, even Gambia played them today with fear in the first half. We make them dominate. And second half, when Gambia we want for camp play, then we don't weird first half because 45 minutes they gave everything in them. And then in second half, when they able to begin pass the ball, the zeal was not there. The legs were no longer there for let them break and make within one. So I see the hope the host get for dominate, then semi-final, and probably they might be in the final as well. But it's difficult for talk. I probably go say Egypt go there in the final as well if they're able to take Morocco tomorrow. But if they not take Morocco out, so be it. But I fancy them for also be in the final because they know what thing they do.
Okay, so quick one before we come back to female football and roundup. We Premier League set for the 11th, but we know they see any green light up to this moment. Kudos to Bo Rangers. We see one news will go around social media that then they set for construct. The work don't start already. Forget a 6,000 seater stadium where we be expected clubs like Eastern Lions, Blackpool, and then for don't take that lead. The long term from the 80s, the 70s, where the bigger people they will like the naturally they can just give them free land at that time, lands they be boku. But with Boring just setting the pace now, what do you think about that? The energy and all.
Well, it's a welcome step for Sierra Leone. Let's put Bo Rangers aside. Let's talk about Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
And it's a whole welcome package for Sierra Leone when that project will be accomplished. And also, it don't send a signal. It don't send a signal to people who get money, say, not to follow the worker and they call you, say, hey, me na the boss man, me na the chairman. The money now waiting, this is investment. This is investment. We get people in a salon we able to invest this kind of way. Now all the 4 regions then. Yes, but it's not yet in their mind because they don't value sport. They not see sport as a means of generating income. The reason why you see Bo they flourish so because this young man where he don't see the need and he don't see the value where sport get for make money. So he want tap into right now for let it get within other nations they don't achieve from him. So it's a good step in the right direction, and we just hope for let everything run smoothly there, and let them get the knowledge well, get everything well, get the kind of support they need, the time frame where they don't put, make the team come up and running. But it's good. It's a very good step for Sierra Leone and Bo as well.
Yeah, so now to we Premier League, wait for start on the 11th. No green lights. Though they don't release fixture earlier, but with the setup now, what do you think? And running into the year starting, and we expect another season for start and all. You think say the league board they in the right position for continue this league and make sure say we're able for finish to time and start the new league?
Maggie, if this league continue this time around, for me it will be a surprise. Just imagine a few days ago we hear say the National Stadium they closed for rehabilitation for like 2 years. In 2 years it closed. And 90% of we games then, the National Stadium then they play from the teams and with the Freetown. So outside the host teams and a free time get for the play them games then. They get for
They
the
go
take
play a
the Atuga,
parade,
Atuga.
Atuga,
So
and approved
so
school.
so the question is, we've been thinking well before they say, okay, you know what, the renovation of the stadium they come on, we league get for resume, usa we players then we get for go play, or waiting, then go move all the players and Nabo, then go camp, then all the teams and say, okay, let we use Coronation Field, Kenema, Kono, and McKinney, because I then get proper pitches and all for play. But I don't think say this league get for be a successful one. If it be, then by magic, because I know clubs them. Now Salone we go frown them face for go play na approved school. We go frown face for go play na parade ground. We go frown face for go play na Bremer Atuga mini stadium. So there are a lot of problems and we they around with league. And mind you, qualifiers and they come again mid-June for Nations Cup 2023 na Ivory Coast. So the problems are huge. But you self know with society, Maggie. People don't want let we come and talk butter. People want for keep them under the carpet. Till it continue for rotting the until we don't smell. When nothing all they again for do with them, then we come out can begin talk butter. And which is not correct. Everybody know these were the issues going to AFCOM, that the stadium will be under renovation. Waiting it will cost people them for letting able put artificial turf. Now them grounds anyway available. If we can spend something like how many billion for go play 3 matches now Morocco and go play 2 na Turkey, those monies don't do for put it, just the turf. The parameter will come later. But you know, people know they think say the game, you know, if you not get unique playing areas, how would you attract supporters? How would you attract, you know, the unique playing environment where you get, it detect what you supporters then they can't give you. Because when you come, you see an enabling environment where safe for you, clean and beautiful. You know, say you can have some side way healthy. But if you can't some side way, somebody go to piss yana, somebody go to poop yana, somebody go to do this, go to do that. It is not healthy. Why you go there?
And smoking around the venue, drinking alcohol. The field are not too well graded, like the parade and all the injury issue with players them as well. Now other thing for think about. So I think again will be a difficult one for the league board and the clubs there. But this again, now wait till they talk about the clubs them. If some of them clubs here when at the big clubs them we don't invest long years back, then we know for the getting problem they are desmo. Because when you look at clubs in Guinea, like the AS Kalum and other the OIA, they go say this venue is ours. Now we get this venue and then pour money and then they play then football system they run like any European club. Unlike
Well,
we own so-called big teams.
Well, Maggie, this is the reason why we say let's go back to the drawing board. Let's start youth leagues. Let's get them picking here for play. Because if you get them picking here for play, they mature to the category. When bigger clubs like Manchester, the Real Madrid, the Barcelona come up for them, they make good money. They could then Senegalese players, they make them go back home. Then Guinean players, they make them go back home, buy grounds, build proper stadiums, they will belong to them or partners with people. But if we players and they play na medium leagues, them they are just there for survival. You feel say the money they for me and go put on the ground, and even with business people back home, how many of them believe say now what you put in the ground now you get? No. We get people we get money now we country them believe say the motorcar where you work out with now determine your status. Where in the global we find ourselves in the West, people believe say what you put in the ground now determine your wealth. Because it generate income, it create employment for people in a society, you know, and it's sustainable. You see growth.
Yeah, so we really need for invest in asset as well, just like what Timbo Rangers on they do. So now we come back to the topic where we start with as we round up now. Female football. Now one thing where we take very serious and what's in the go around female football, we're not happy with the way how they treat the ladies there for how many years? Up to 15 years now, no constructive female league, not a playing at the country. And then they send them money when $500,000 where they come from FIFA every year for make sure so they invest in female football. Who side the money they go, we know they know. Even for junior football, when picking their way for play ball from school level. Money they will come for that. Then promise for sending money na the school account. Up till now, we not get any information and no league not play towards that. Way now one other way FIFA thinks say countries like Sierra Leone and other countries not go able for develop football academy. But if we can begin for play the games from the schools, go able for develop young players them. But when they send them money, then we know they see nothing. So Desmond to the topic and the sexual harassment, waiting go be you round up message in that and how you think say people for come on board and for let we all rally together for tackle this issue.
Well, me, I call on Sierra Leoneans, them, I call on everybody. We are all well-meaning Sierra Leoneans. Sometimes let we put we tribe aside, let we put we family names them aside, and let people not look at and say they hunt one particular tribe because they're then connected to it and they accuse them for. Because this is how I see people they fet this fet. If I tell you waiting they happen, Maggie and Salone, when these things start, you get tribal people that will come out, we related to the same person, we get the same name. Then all gonna police go begin advocate saying that we picking and with this, let we know she don't let it be to them, and shame and they bring can to we as a family. And this is bad. So they need they let all as Sierra Leoneans, when we see things wrong, let we do. And when the people that they commit this crime, they're not committed in the name of their son names, they're not committed in the name of their family names. They did it as individuals. So the individuals will do them, and then for face the law, and then the law for deal with. But if people they see them outside, they can't, because I know one renowned businessman when I go bail the guy. And now in the look at and say, waiting in do not the correct thing. They get our family members them of the same tribe and everything, come see let we go not allow this thing like be. You know, when these things and the perpetrator them against the picking them, they're not the perpetrator against the picking them family background. Then they do them because they became a human being. So it's the same. When we go after them because they are human beings. But like we talk, Maggie, it is a shame for let we get to a country at this moment. Liberia is running their female league perfectly. One of we gal picking and we just don't send on a Liberia. Recently we signed a contract. Salone even a play free. Nobody not ever pay her money. When he go to Liberia, when they begin pay her, he asks to save the money now for her. Yes, he asks. Yes, he asks to save the money now for him, and then we
Yeah,
get.
and Desmond, I think we've also thanks to the Liberia league system. The Liberia female league system don't be of great benefit to Sierra Leone. Even with Rashida, where they play now in Armenia.
Yeah.
She came through the Liberia league system. She won top goal scorer there, one of the best player in the Liberia league. And at the end of the day, we see how they market them. The Liberian league system get a whole Facebook page that they market them female players them. And look at Rashida, they play good football. The other player they were playing at China, unlike we own Salone. No, if Rashida and the others be in a Salone, then go professional.
They can't.
No,
They can't. They can't. You know, we
So
not
I
get no
think
headway. We not get headway.
we for begin for admire Liberia and play. But when you talk, person they will go talk, say, hey, we better pass Liberia in football. But me not they see and so. When you look at youth football, thanks to AKK, Ambassador AKK, where they do well now in terms of this under 15, where I see that they play in Sierra Leone, where they try for groom the boys there. The other day you ask some question about what about the female. It tells you not to be on side and the middle area. So we need person also wait for come on board and take up this female football team. One time I be the Afasebo, they organize inter-area. Mountain City they play Fullerton and they play Furobe, Kisi, everybody they play Lumley. They organize non-division. It's all about male. What about people also organizing non-division for female players them? Inter-area for female players them. You know, people say, well, we're going to look at the money value, but people they also want to look at women players that they play football.
No, but waiting on money value, are they not human beings? What is money value? Okay, if you not market female league, how will people go watch them? It is the most watched football now in the world. It is the fastest growing sport around FIFA than statistics. Female football, it is the fastest growing. But we're not able to market them in a way people go admire. So how people go there? And like when you get ogiri, if you say the ogiri they smell, people go buy her.
No.
But if you say yes, everybody knows ogiri they smell. But if you put on a plastic way, you get good smell, people get and then go come for her. So you able for do what we call that marketing approach. we go convince people say female football don't stand the trial of times, and now it don't grow. Me days in a salon. Now been one of the most games and what I like for go watch because it's always exciting for see them. Now been color, we they take them picking them from Kono, we they take them girls them from Freetown, then Masuila, then Macaulay today when are the captain for Leone Stars, we they carry them going to been color, they make like a week tournament, then they play against themselves. If you see what it good for see, the way they react, the communication towards the game, to themselves, then but it's so unique. And I don't feel say now by mistake for like you see woman they do something good in the world. No, they're human beings like us. They can even do better things than us, the men. But you know, Salon, we don't center everything around say women and forbidden. And one bad thing where we get in our country, they make her as a non for say woman, and now we demand and they make them leave. Yes, now for we woman and they leave, not to for themselves then they leave. So without we they can't do anything. No, but women they are very unique people. What in women they can do, so many men around the world they can't do it. The ego way some woman and get, if some man get them. If you talk of administration, setup, whatever, women are good. Just imagine a woman can run a home, 5, 6, 7 picking. I tell you that woman on land book. Now education that one day self alone. That quality they lose man we get her. But you know, it is sad for CCA, and again, the people that were there around with sport, their mentality is all about making money for themselves, using other people for satisfy their own selfish aim. But that notwithstanding, I call on the footballing family for around the female them, the stakeholders them around female football and salon. Let we therefore use sugar-coated words. Let we put with voice, who say we money day. Let we put with mouth, who say we money day. If we're not enough for protect them picking here so now, tomorrow, we might not get them for letting give what we want from the society. All around the globe, we're warding our women in the suffer. Let we stop this stigmatization, this bad approach. Let we give them dignity, then deserve dignity.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us today for watching the show. Well, we get lots of packages for Una now this particular show in terms of sports, especially the number one sport na Salone football, like I say. All other sport they suffer. And cricket now one we recently then travel up to now, they not receive them package, both male and female. Then travel last year, go represent the country in international competition at Rwanda and Botswana. Up till now, they not receive the allowance. And it's very bad if government they spend about 48 billion on Leone Stars just for AFCON. We all appreciate and we glad it, but other athletes themselves they need the support we themselves want for develop. And with that, we also they urge the one way they deal with the female sexual harassment case. Now the FA for let them come out with their own report now, because up to now, for more than set up a committee, we don't know the committee, we don't know. Yes, it can good. We don't know the committee. Maybe they go say somebody want for influence the report. But when the report they come out, waiting they don't find out about the one them where sexually harass the beginning. And also Desmond touched a very important point. People they use tribes na Sierra Leone for consider decision making. We're very, very bad. And I don't believe say if we continue for going that kind of way, we go able for develop. This now a very serious issue where if you see a player we're very good at what they do talk to me, I never play football again because of waiting I don't go through. That tells you how that don't touch him and waiting you don't go through. You know, for that person tells you waiting I like and then they do him again. And you where he complain to know they take no serious, you know they treat him seriously, it hinder in progress more and it affects in mental state. So this is very bad. The people who are concerned, please, and to the police. Now a very wrong approach you take. People can go case toner. If the case not they go further, call the people and back and report to them. Not go sit on a radio where they ask you question and say this case you know they go before because evidence they wouldn't show we not enough or not get too much weight for take them to court. That's very bad. If the people ever get in case when I call them and tell them then go take the next approach. So we police need for do better. Well, then we go join on next week for another edition of the Max Tribune Sports Checkpoint. And me and I host Magdalene Abide with Desmond. We don't do all the analysis for today. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye bye.